there are a couple of things that really pan out for GreenLight. One is, durability, right? I think from a durability standpoint, the fact you're ablating and removing that tissue, GreenLight has a huge benefit there. I think the other area that GreenLight benefits in is anyone on anticoagulation. So in other words, we've all had the experience with TURPs and how you might have this case that looks pretty good as you're finishing up, but all of a sudden it can get pretty red as that patient gets into the postoperative period. And once you add on anticoagulation on top of that, it can get really red. And, patients can get catheters again, transfusions, but I think that's where GreenLight really shines. I think the third part about it is that, GreenLight, when it comes to anatomy, so in other words, you described how, iTind has some pluses and minuses. Simple prostatectomy obviously is a pretty invasive procedure, but really designed for prostates greater than 80, maybe even 100 grams, right? But I would say GreenLight, I've done GreenLights as small as 30 grams, and I've done GreenLights as large as 250 grams. So I think in some ways it's able to, really address a variety of prostate sizes. Now, there are limitations to the technology. I do think that as you get into larger prostates, there's probably a higher retreatment rate because it's not going to be as thorough as like a simple prostatectomy. But at the same time, it's going to be a lot less invasive than a simple prostatectomy. So I think these are the discussions I typically have with patients about, ejaculatory function, durability, level of invasiveness. Those three factors really play a role in sort of who's a good candidate for GreenLight. I think the other part about it is that I think some of us are attracted to technologies that are sort of brand new and sort of like, hey, this is the latest and greatest. I think others of us are sort of like, we're data driven. And so I'll see some patients who are like, what have you done the most of? Like, what do you have the most experience with? And I think that's where GreenLight TURP really shines because, obviously all of us have extensive experience, and especially given the fact that this is a technology we've been using since 2012, we've got a good cohort to sort of follow and sort of report on.